Yes, Nachiketa, how are you?
Fine, sir.
Fine. So tell me what's going on.
Yes, sir. After this class, I was going to write that homework, line graph one.
Okay. So this is going to be a doubt solving session. So feel free and ask as many doubts as you can.
So one thing I want to read, but I want to read book, but I am not able to read book.
Okay, can you come again? I'm not able to get you clearly.
Yes, sir. I want to read some books, but I am not able to read some books because the mentality is not that type.
Okay, so this happens initially. So what you can do is you can even start by referring to audiobooks. Because if you have not got used to reading books, then start with books which are simply told. You know, storyline is simple. There is logic and suspense and everything, but it is still simple to understand.
Yes, sir.
So, or if you like some genre, you know, if you like detective novels or say novels like the Da Vinci Code, okay, a lot of complicated, then you can go with that. I will suggest you start with The Alchemist as a novel. Okay, I'll just show you. I'll share my screen and show you. Okay. So the Louis is also entering Alchemist audiobook, right? Audio book. So if you type this, you will get many audiobooks. Okay. Now choose a one where say like this is Gerard Wessels. This is a British speaker. So you can choose this. Now sometimes the audiobooks are with the reading material also, but sometimes it is purely audio.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The boy's name was Santiago.
So what you can do is along with this, you can get the PDF. Okay. So you will get lots of PDF. Lots of PDFs are available. So if I open this, okay, so along with the reading, you can listen to this. So both the skills you will develop. You will develop your auditory skills. Along with the auditory skills, you will also develop your reading skills. And you'll have to keep pace with the reader. If you're not able to keep pace, you can reduce the speed also. Okay, so see here you have the whole book, PDF book. So read at that time,
Yes,
also
sir.
listen, right?
Yes, sir. I will try.
So where does the story start from? This is prologue. Okay, the story starts from here. The boy's name was Santiago, right?
Yes, sir.
So you'll enjoy both of these, reading as well as listening.
Yes, sir.
The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. The boy's name was Santiago. Dusk was falling as the boy arrived with his herd at an abandoned church. The roof had fallen in long ago, and an enormous sycamore had grown on the spot where the sacristy had once stood.
Get it?
He decided to spend
Yes,
the
sir.
night there. He
So this way you will start enjoying it, and once you get some voice in the head, okay, then reading other novels on your own will become quite easy.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, good. You
Okay.
asked this question. Right? Many students have this, like they have this eagerness to read, but because they are not habituated, so it doesn't come easily, right? It happens.
In 3 minutes, sir, they record of the all book in 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours. So I told you, no, for a
Yes,
good
sir.
reader, it doesn't take more time than 3 hours to finish a novel. Remember,
Yes,
I've
sir.
told this many times.
Yes, sir. I read that book actually. I was finished it that book, the Alchemist one.
Very good. It's a good book. The language
Yes,
is
sir.
also quite good.
Yes, sir. And story is very nice.
Right. So Dhruvesh, in this
Yes, sir.
doubt solving question, fire all your doubts, whatever doubts you have.
Actually, current I have no doubts in my mind, but if it take it out, I definitely ask you, sir.
Yes, Anant, welcome to the session. How are you?
I am fine.
Okay, good, good. So Anant, what doubts you have? Tell me. Hello. Then there is a Zoom user who is joined in. Welcome to the class. Welcome to the webinar on doubt solving session. So what doubts do you have? Dhruvesh, can you ask me some difficulties that you find in the reading task? So we can start the session and then people can listen in on to that.
Yes, sir. Uh,
Any question type that you find to be difficult?
yes, sir. Uh, I
Like we have MCQ, we have true, false, not given, we have summary completions. Which one you find?
yesterday, Shivani ma'am take four questions. What we say, uh, strategy class.
So that is about the list of headings kind of a question, right?
Yes,
So to
four
match
question types.
scientists and
Yes.
researchers and all that.
True, false, not given. List of headings and matching heading both are same. Then after blanks and give a title to this paragraph
Yes.
from the paragraph.
So you have doubts in that kind of a question.
No, sir, that's the solved it yesterday. Oh.
So Dhruvesh, what happened?
Uh, a table completion and flowchart completion, I didn't find the answer accurately.
Okay, you know the passage, which passage you are talking about?
No, sir. That time I don't this doesn't solve any kind of flowchart completion in a
Hmm.
previous exam preparation because there are less asked question type.
Yes, yes, you are right. So I will take you to the actual IITS website, actual IITS question type on this.
Okay.
So can you see it on your screen?
Yes, sir. I can see.
What I will do is I will download this and open it in PDF. So that the viewing can be better. Okay. Okay, is this better?
Yes, sir. It's better.
Okay. I have to reduce it just a little.
Yes, yes. It's better.
Okay, see, for all of the reading question types, the method that we have studied, skip reading method, and getting the central idea of each paragraph, that method works.
Yes, sir.
So here also for this passage, we'll do the same thing. Okay, and then go to this chart. Okay, okay, let us start. So just to pick up on the speed, what I will do is I will read this today. Okay, you just pay attention. So what I am doing is what my goal is I am going to do the skip reading and prediction of information so that I get the central idea. I want the general idea. I don't want the specific idea. Paragraph. Okay, that
Okay.
is my goal. Okay, I also want to form a mental map, like which information is given in which paragraph. So I'll do this process very quickly. In the actual reading passage, you will have about 10 to 12 paragraphs.
Yes, sir.
So you have to read the beginning. Why beginning? Because usually the topic is mentioned in the beginning. And
Yes,
the
sir.
ending. Why ending? Because the author's views and opinions, they are given in ending. So that much is enough to give us a clear idea of what the paragraph is trying to
Correct.
do. We should not ponder over it. Okay, I think the paragraph is about this, but am I right? Is what is coming to my head the right thing? You know, you don't have to worry about that. What you have to do is you have to just gather the meaning in the way you feel is correct. Get
Okay.
it? Okay. So no treatment on the market today has been proved to slow down human aging. So that is the topic. Okay. Treatment to slow down human aging. So this whole paragraph is about that. Okay. But one intervention, consumption of a low calorie yet nutritionally balanced diet works incredibly well. So it is about diet that works. Then ending. But what if someone could create a pill that mimicked the physiological effects of eating less without actually forcing people to eat less? A caloric restriction mimetic. So, from treatment to diet to pill. So, this paragraph is talking about that. Okay, the need to develop a pill to
Okay.
create what? Physiological effects of eating less.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, so don't even take this much time. You do it fast. Okay, quickly come to some conclusion. The best studied candidate for caloric restriction, mimetic 2DG, 2-deoxy-D-glucose, works by interfering with the way cell processes glucose. Okay, but it has demonstrated that chemicals can replicate the effects of caloric restriction. The trick is finding the right one. Okay. So the story is talking about that particular chemical. Okay, cells use the glucose from food to generate ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the molecule that powers activities in the body. So it is all about how food is digested in the body and how that mimetic works by using this function of the body. Okay, limiting food intake, calorie restriction minimizes the amount of glucose entering the cells and decreases ATP generation. So and so. Another hypothesis suggests that decreased processing of glucose could indicate to cells that food is scarce and induce them to shift into an anti-aging mode that emphasizes preservation of organism over such luxuries as growth and reproduction. Okay, so the logic, the rationale is given here. Okay, rationale of how the mimetic works. Okay, so one rationale is this, and then there is another rationale. Okay, reduced operation and all. So understood. So we get the general idea. Now, based on the general idea, okay, what we will do is first we will predict our answer, and then check the passage for what is the answer given in the passage. Okay. So how caloric restriction mimetic works.
CR mimetic.
CR mimetic, less dash is processed. So what is processed? So food, sugar, what is processed? Something like that is processed, right? So my
Glucose.
what?
Glucose.
Glucose. Okay, so glucose, food or sugar. So I'm looking for that word. Okay, CR mimetic. Okay, calorie restriction. CR means what? Calorie.
Calorie restriction.
So where is this here? Calorie restriction mimetic. How does it work? Interfering with the way cells process glucose.
Glucose.
This is the right answer. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Less glucose is processed.
Hmm.
Interfering the way cells process glucose. Cannot, so it is that chemicals can replicate effects of calorie restriction also, but we are right. interfering with the way cells process glucose. So glucose will be written here. Okay, that will be the right answer. Production of ATP is decreased. So theory 1, theory 2, that is given in the last paragraph, right?
Yes.
Two rationale, two theories. Less cell damaged by disease because fewer dash are.
Emitted.
What could be emitted? Toxins,
Fewer.
toxins, dead cells, what? Something like that is emitted. Okay, when
Yes.
sugar is digested. So toxins. Let us look for a word similar to that meaning. Okay. When 2DG is administered, the glucose reaches cells in abundance.
Most of
Drug
the
prevents
processes
from being processed, reduces ATP synthesis. Several by interruption of glucose
Free
process.
radicals, sir.
What?
Answer, I think radicals or free radicals.
Right, absolutely. Emission of free radicals. Very good. Well said. Making
Free
emission
radicals.
of free radicals. Released means emitted. Very good. Well said. Free radicals. So toxins. So see, when you predict your answer, your brain immediately fixes on what we are looking for. Then you can go into scanning. Okay, most of the time students don't know what they are scanning. That's why
Yes.
this becomes very difficult for them. Not
Yes.
only this, but every question becomes difficult for them. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
when we do that skip reading part, we are skimming. We are just getting a general idea.
Yes, sir.
Do this. You are looking for specific information, and then that is what scanning. Scanning. So you can immediately pinpoint that. Well done. Okay. Theory
Yes, sir.
2. Self focus on dash because food is in short supply. So preservation. Okay. We just
Yes.
and preservation. Another hypothesis is that decreased process could indicate that shift into anti-aging mode that emphasizes preservation. Or
Yes, sir.
other luxuries as growth and reproduction. So preservation. Cells focus on preservation because
Food is short supply.
done. Okay, so all our answers are right.
Yes.
Get it? So we'll do one difficult one also if you feel like no, you have still not got it. Got it? All table
Yes, sir.
completion, flowchart completion questions will be like this. So see, the
Yes,
key
sir.
here is getting some idea. Not
Yes,
the
sir.
right idea, but some idea, general idea. Okay. You should be able to get the topic, even not if exactly, just some hint of it. Okay, this paragraph is talking about it.
Yes,
Because
sir.
otherwise, scanning will be a very difficult job. You won't be able to scan properly.
Hmm.
Get it?
Yes, sir.
Well done, Nachiketa. Nachiketa, you can just ask any question, right? Regarding the reading passages
Yes, sir.
or anything, writing or speaking, okay, or even listening.
Sir,
Yes,
can we listening one?
Yes, Nachiketa.
Listening type of question, sir, because I have not done much of listening.
Okay. So listening, usually most of the students, they find the multiple choice question and layout questions to be difficult.
Yes, sir. That day the math questions were not.
Yes. Okay. Fine.
Otherwise, reading, writing, and I can manage.
Okay, fine. So, do you remember which test did we solve that day? Almost every listening test has that. Okay, what I will do is in listening test 4. I'll just take some listening test. Okay, I'll share sound. Share sound is on. Okay, so Okay, we can go with this. Okay, in this we will start with the listening.
Grammarly can help you write quickly and confidently, so you never have to slow down at work. Instant correction.
Test 4.
Okay, we will just see where that map completion one is there. Okay, we will first start with that. Okay, so we got it.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20.
Okay, Sinachiketa. So whenever we have this map completion one, okay, you always have this what we say, the arrows. What is it called?
Directions, north,
Directions,
compass.
compass, cardinal directions, right? Pointers or map pointers or direction pointers. So we have that. Okay, north, east, west, south. Okay, so the pointer is always there. So you always have to have this in mind. Okay, here also now what you have to do is you have to use prediction. See, we have not listened to the audio yet. Okay, so see, this is the community hall. Okay, this is the footpath. We can see the key. Key tells us that this is footpath. Here is the road. Here is the river. Now they will give you some time to go through this question. New car park. So the car park could be as we enter the road somewhere near it should be, right? So I think the car park should be either H or I. So we are predicting even without
Yes.
this. Okay. If I were to design this, where would I put the car park? Okay. So now what will happen is I will be practicing scanning in listening. So I'll be looking out for the specific information. Okay. As soon as somebody enters, where will he go? To the right? Okay, either to H or I to park the car. Okay, most probably H. Then new cricket pitch. So cricket pitch could be either in a ground or like this could also be the cricket pitch. I.
Yes, sir.
Okay, or it could be somewhere here E. So two likely places for the cricket pitch. Okay, but this definitely looks like a cricket pitch. Okay, so I think I will be looking for that as you enter and go here, or this tiny B1 also looks like a cricket pitch. Okay, so you'll have multiple options, but it is fine. Now your brain is focused. Either for the cricket pitch, they will say like go here just next to the parking, or they will say that you go straight down towards the community hall and then turn left. Okay, before something there will be the cricket pitch, something like that. So our brain is good with that. Our brain understands those dialogue. Okay, children's playground. Okay, so A definitely looks like a playground.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think A will be the playground. Skateboard ramp. So E looks like a skateboard ramp, or A also looks like it. So alternatively, either this would be the skateboard and this will be the children's park, or this will be the children's playground and this could be the ramp, right? Then pavilion. Okay, where would be the pavilion? People sitting around. B could be the pavilion if A is the ground. Get
Yes.
it? So some confusion about B is this, but B can have be anything. But you have to start with this prediction. Notice board. Obviously, notice board will be somewhere in the community hall, or it could be in E also could be the notice board.
Yes, sir.
So having done this, now listen. Now see, now your brain is totally focused because you have predicted your answers. So you are eager to know whether you are right or wrong. So if you are wrong, you will be so focused that you will immediately get the correct answer. Get it? So this is the trick in which you have to solve listening. Okay.
Audio is not coming, sir.
It will come, it will come. They have given us time to read.
Oh, okay, sir.
They give us 30 seconds.
Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
So next on the agenda is proposals for improvements to the recreation ground. Councillor Thornton again.
Well, since we managed to extend the recreation ground, we've spent some time talking to local people about how it could be made a more attractive and useful space. If you have a look at the map up on the screen, you can see the river up in the north and the community hall near the entrance from the road. At present, cars can park between the community hall and that line of trees to the east, but this is quite dangerous for pedestrians, so we're suggesting a new car park on the opposite side of the community hall, right next to it. We also have a new location for
Sir, you are muted.
Sir, you are muted.
So she said opposite to the community hall. So which one is it, G or D?
Opposite side means C, sir?
Okay, let us listen to that part again, okay? Listen carefully.
Yes, sir.
quite long waits if the level crossing's closed, and we've now got signs up requesting them not to leave their engines running at that time. This means pedestrians waiting on the pavement to cross the railway line don't have to breathe in car fumes.
Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
So next on the agenda is proposals for improvements to the recreation ground. Councillor Thornton again.
Well, since we managed to extend the recreation ground, we've spent some time talking to local people about how it could be made a more attractive and useful space. If you have a look at the map up on the screen, you can see the river up in the north and the community hall near the entrance from the road. At present, cars can park between the community hall and that line of trees to the east, but this is quite dangerous for pedestrians, so we're suggesting a new car park on the opposite side of the community hall, right next to it.
Okay, so presently they are at G, but they are proposing a new car park at D.
Okay.
Opposite to it. Get it? Because right now it is between the community hall and the line of trees on the east.
East side.
Right? But this is quite dangerous for pedestrians. So they propose that the new one should be opposite to the community. Get it, Nachiketa?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
even if our prediction was wrong, but it set our mind onto what we are looking for. Get it?
Yes,
So
sir.
Yes, sir.
we will always say some things which will distract us. At present, the community hall is between the parking is between the community hall and the line of trees on the east. At present, okay, but dangerous for the pedestrians. New one between the in front of opposite to the community hall. Am I right? D, Dhruvesh,
Yes.
or something else?
Yes, sir. Opposite side.
Screen, you can see the river up in the north and the community hall near the entrance from the road. At present, cars can park between the community hall and that line of trees to the east, but this is quite dangerous for pedestrians, so we're suggesting a new car park on the opposite side of the community hall, right next to it.
Okay, right next to it. So it cannot be B, A, or E. It has to be what? D. Cannot it be C?
Because it says besides, if it's
Right
C,
next to it. Right?
yes, next
Right
to
next to it. So D cannot be the answer. C has to be the answer. Because opposite is G is also opposite. This is also opposite. This is also opposite.
yes.
So which word you have to catch on? Nachiketa, you have to answer this, okay? I'll again play for you.
Have a look at the map up on the screen, you can see the river up in the north and the community hall near the entrance from the road. At present, cars can park between the community hall and that line of trees to the east, but this is quite dangerous for pedestrians, so we're suggesting a new car park on the opposite side of the community hall, right next to it. We also have an
Opposite side of the community hall, right next
C
to
will be
it.
the answer, sir.
C.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good, very good. I also agree. C will be the answer. Now listen carefully, okay? Everything is in the way we listen. It requires 100% concentration.
a new location for the cricket pitch. As we've now purchased additional space to the east of the recreation ground, beyond the trees, we plan to move it away from its current location, which is rather near the road, into this new area beyond the line of trees. This means there's less danger of stray balls hitting cars or pedestrians.
So what will be the answer?
I, sir, I.
No,
E.
I is the current location. F. Because this is near the road.
Yes.
Get it? So they want to take it to F, beyond the line of trees. Okay, I'll play it again, okay?
Beyond the trees, we plan to move it away from its current location, which is rather near the road, into this new area beyond the line of trees. This means there's less danger of stray balls hitting cars or pedestrians.
Get it? So it
Yes,
is
sir.
what?
Near the road is the I1.
I1. Okay, so you'll require Nachiketa 100% focus because the rate of speech delivery is quite fast. Okay, and without before predicting all these answers, following what the speaker is saying would be very difficult. So you'll have to practice this a couple of times to get all the answers correct. Okay.
We've got plans for a children's playground, which will be accessible by a footpath from the community hall and will be alongside the river. We'd originally thought of having it close.
Okay, so A is the answer for children's playground, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us listen again.
We've got plans for a children's playground, which will be accessible by a footpath from the community hall and will be alongside the river. We'd originally thought of having it close to the road, but we think this will be a more attractive location.
Okay, so children's playground, I think A will be the answer,
Yes, sir.
right?
The skateboard ramp is very popular with both younger and older children. We had considered moving this up towards the river, but in the end we decided to have it in the southeast corner near the road. The pavilion is very well...
Southeast corner near the road, so
I.
southeast. Okay, so this will be I.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir.
Get it? So I propose changes. Okay, you don't have to look at right now. Propose changes.
well used at present by both football players and cricketers. It will stay where it is now, to the left of the line of trees, and we had considered moving this up towards the river, but in the end we decided to have it in the southeast corner near the road. The pavilion is very well used at present by both football players and cricketers. It will stay where it is now, to the left of the line of trees and near to the river.
Yes, left of the line of trees and near to the river. So pavilion, E, right? Okay. And now notice board, last one.
Handy for both the football and cricket pitches. And finally, we'll be getting a new notice board for local information, and that will be directly on people's right as they go from the road into the recreation ground.
Okay, right. Right means to the H point.
Yes, sir.
Nachiketa, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so see, this way it becomes so easy. So tell me, what did you learn? What was the point? Did I solve
First
your doubt?
answer, whether it is wrong or right, we have to predict what will be the answer, and then our mind will be focused so we can get the right answers, or we will focus on that answer particularly.
Yes, right. And always look at the key, okay? The compass key, right? And it will give you the right directions, what they are talking about. So this one was a good one, right? Because the rate of speech and everything was fast, not an easy one, right? Okay. Okay, fine. Somebody entered the class and then left. immediately. Who is this Zoom user? Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So can I help you with your doubts?
Actually, sir, I have doubt in listening MCQs, the long one.
MCQs, reading, listening, which one?
Both actually, reading and listening both.
Okay, so which one do you want to solve first? The reading one or the listening one?
So listening one first, I will make prior because as the video is being continued. But in listening, sir, especially the long one MCQs, which comes in a section 3.
Oh yes, fine, fine. We'll do that. Okay, the section 3 one. Okay. And what is your name?
My name is Ashun, sir.
ASHUN Ashun.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Good. So Ashun, you are preparing for the IELTS academic?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, good. And how are you preparing right now? On your own?
Yes, I'm preparing by myself actually in current.
Good, good, good. And which city are you from?
Anand City, sir.
Oh, you are from Anand City. Good, good. But here I think the MCQs are in the beginning, here somewhere. Okay. In this particular test.
Sir, I would like to recommend you go to the Cambridge 13.
Cambridge 13, okay.
Yes.
Fine. Cam 13, right?
Yes. In that Cambridge, there are mostly MCQs.
Which one? Test 4?
Yeah, test 2 or 3 or 4, any kind.
Fine. Let us start with this.
Test 4. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. You will hear a woman called Annie, who works at the Snow Centre in New Zealand, welcoming a group of visitors to the centre. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16.
Okay, Ashun. So here also, first you have to employ the power of prediction. Okay. So
yes, sir.
You are given 30 seconds to go through the question. So go through the question, but with an intention of giving answer. Okay. So let us practice this. Annie recommends that when cross-country skiing, the visitor should. So you have idea about skiing, right?
Yes, sir.
Cross-country skiing. Cross-country skiing from one village to another village, from one city to another city, they go by skiing.
Skiing, yes.
So imagine what will be your answer. What would you recommend if you were in place of Annie? Get away from the regular trails, stop to enjoy the views of the scenery, go at a slow speed at the beginning. What will you recommend?
I will go for a C, sir.
C. I will also go for C. Okay. Now see, even if we are wrong, it doesn't matter. But we are linking the question to some reasons, and in that process, we are also understanding the options. So we eliminated A and D. Why did we eliminate that? Because they were, to us right now, it seems to be unlikely.
Yes, yes, agree.
Okay? So see, you are also not only practicing elimination, but also practicing reasoning. So this is important, and students don't practice this. Okay, for 30 seconds they will just sit. Okay, and they will just roam the whole world. I don't know which places they will go within this 30 seconds. And when the tape starts, they are shocked. What happened? Okay, there's a knee-jerk reaction, and then suddenly anxiety greets them. So 11, 12, 13, it simply doesn't register in their head. Get it?
Yes.
So we
Yes,
don't
sir.
have to do that. We are given very less time, 30 seconds, but immediately, like with an eagle eye and with the eye of a tiger, you have to leap onto this and quickly go through these questions. Okay, and give answers. So see, 12th. What does Annie tell the group about afternoon's dog sleigh trip? cannot take part in a race. Those who want to can take part. The chance to drive a team of dogs. One group member will be chosen to lead the trail. What do you think?
A or C, it could be possible.
A or C could be possible. Which is more likely?
A, because it is talking about a group, and as well as contradicting is like taking a part.
Right.
So
right.
that links it between.
Okay, so A is more likely. Fine. What does Annie say about the team relay event? All participants receive a medal. The course is 4 kilometers long. Each team is led by a teacher. Team relay event.
Team relay event. Each term is left. Either B or C.
B or C. Which is more likely? B.
B,
I
yes.
think B is more likely. It is 4 kilometers long. On the snowshoe trip, the visitors will gold mine, learn about unusual flowers, climb the top of a mountain. Snowshoe trip.
Actually, it could be a C, about 50%.
Okay, I think it could also be A, visit a gold mine.
Gold mine, old gold mine, yes.
Could be, old gold mine. The cost of accommodation in the mountain hut includes supply of drinking water, or is it extra? Transport of visitors' luggage, cooked meals. So I think it is cold mountain, so cooked meals could be included, but these two could be costing extra. So I'll go for C. If there is a storm while the visitors are in the hut, they should contact the bus driver, wait until weather improves, use the emergency locator beacon. So I think C will be the likely advice. Okay.
Yes.
Now what we'll do is we'll listen and give answer and see whether we were right or wrong. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Snow Centre. My name's Annie. I hope you enjoyed the bus trip from the airport. We've certainly got plenty of snow today. Well, you've come to New Zealand's premier snow and ski centre, and we've a whole load of activities for you during your week here. Most visitors come here for the cross-country skiing, where you're on fairly flat ground for most of the time, rather than going down steep mountainsides. There are marked trails, but you can also leave these and go off on your own, and that's an experience not to be missed.
A is the answer, right?
Yes.
So neither ours was the answer, but it doesn't matter because we were ready. What she is asking us to do. Did you get A as the answer?
Yes, yes. As she recommends that you should go for it.
You can go at your own speed. It's great aerobic exercise if you really push yourself.
Okay, so our listening was also wrong. You can go at your own speed, neither slow nor fast. And if you exert yourself, it is good exercise, right?
Or, if you prefer, you can just glide gently along and enjoy the beautiful scenery. This afternoon, you'll be going on a dog sled trip. You may have seen our dogs on TV recently racing in the Winter Sled Festival. If you want, you can have your own team for the afternoon and learn how to drive them, following behind our leader on the trail. Or if you'd prefer, you can just sit back in the sled and enjoy the ride as a passenger. At the weekend, we have the team.
So A is the answer again?
Yes. Those who want to take a part in the race,
They
yes.
can take those who want to take part in a race,
Race.
right? Okay, let me just listen to this again.
Afternoon and learn how to drive them, following behind our leader on the trail. Or if you'd prefer, you can just sit back in the sled and enjoy the ride as a passenger.
Okay, so I think B is the answer. Anyone has the chance to drive a team of dogs. Okay,
Okay.
see.
Or if you prefer, you can just glide gently along and enjoy the beautiful scenery. This afternoon, you'll be going on a dog sled trip. You may have seen our dogs on TV recently racing in the Winter Sled Festival. If you want, you can have your own team for the afternoon and
You can have your own team for the afternoon.
Afternoon.
Okay, so anyone has a chance to drive a team of dogs if you want, right?
learn how to drive them, following behind our leader on the trail. Or if you'd prefer, you can just sit back in the sled and enjoy the ride as a passenger. At the weekend, we have the team relay event and you're all welcome to join in. We have a local school coming along and a lot of the teachers are taking part too. Participation rather than winning is the main focus, and there's a medal for everyone who takes part.
A is the answer, right? Medal for everyone who takes part.
Part. Yes.
Okay.
Participants are in teams of 2 to 4, and each team must complete 4 laps of the course. For your
So it is 4 laps, not 4 kilometers.
4 kilometers, yes.
final expedition, you'll head off to Mount Frenna wearing a pair of special snowshoes which allow you to walk on top of the snow. This is an area where miners once searched for gold, though there are very few traces of their work left now. When the snow melts in summer, the mountain slopes are carpeted in flowers and plants. It's a long ascent, though not too steep, and walkers generally take a couple of days to get to the summit and return. You'll spend the night in our hut halfway up the mountain.
So what is the answer for 14?
I think A.
A, visit a old gold mine.
Yes.
Okay, listen carefully. Because flowers are also mentioned.
Summer, the mountain slopes are carpeted in flowers and plants.
Or go to the top, because she's talking about reaching the peak of the mountain, right? Top of the mountain.
Course. For your final expedition, you'll head off to Mount Frenna wearing a pair of special snowshoes which allow you to walk on top of the snow. This is an area where miners once searched for gold, though there are very few traces of their work left now. When the snow melts in summer, the mountain slopes are carpeted in flowers and plants. It's a long ascent, though not too steep, and walkers generally take a couple of days to get to the summit and return.
Get to the summit and return. So climb to the top of a mountain.
Mountain, yeah.
So C is the answer. Okay. So gold mine is mentioned, but very few trails left. And there's nothing about learning of flowers. Just mentioned that there will be a lot of flowers in the summers.
Yes.
Okay.
You'll spend the night in our hut halfway up the mountain. That's included in your package for the stay. It's got cooking facilities, firewood and water for drinking. For washing, we recommend you use melted snow, though, to conserve supplies. We can take your luggage up on our snowmobile for you for just $10 a person. The hut has cooking facilities, so you can make a hot meal in the evening and morning, but you need to take your own food. The weather on Mount Frenna can be very...
So what is the answer for 15?
I'll think like B and A, but actually I was not able to figure out what's the actual answer.
Visitors luggage that costs $3 per person. So it
Yes.
is not included. Supply of drinking water, you just have to melt the snow. And there is a gas cooker given. So we can cook our own meals, but we have to carry it. Okay. So I think supply of drinking water will be the answer. Just listen to that again.
plants. It's a long ascent, though not too steep, and walkers generally take a couple of days to get to the summit and return. You'll spend the night in our hut halfway up the mountain. That's included in your package for the stay. It's got cooking facilities, firewood and water for drinking.
And water for drinking. So I think it is included. A will be
Is included, yes.
okay. Meals we have to carry and cook. So it cannot be included, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, E will be the answer.
A will be the answer. Supply of drinking water.
For washing, we recommend you use melted snow, though, to conserve supplies. We can take your luggage up on our snowmobile for you for just $10 a person. The hut has cooking facilities, so you can make a hot meal in the evening and morning, but you need to take your own food. The weather on Mount Frenna can be very stormy. In that case, stay in the hut. Generally, the storms don't last long. Don't
So B is the answer. Stay in the hut, right?
Yes.
stress about getting back here to the centre in time to catch the airport bus. They'll probably not be running anyway. We do have an emergency locator beacon in the hut, but only use that if it's a real emergency, like if someone's ill or injured.
Okay, get it? So
Yes, sir.
MCQ in listening, for the whole listening test, there's general advices. You will need focus. You have to get into the context, like in what situation is this speech given. It is about a snow center, so somebody from that center is telling us about that. So we have to get into that situation. Suppose what will happen if I am actually there in New Zealand? What will I get to hear from that? Okay, so that helps you a lot. Why does it help you? Because it helps you with the words that are likely to come from the speaker's mouth. You get it?
Yes,
Our
sir.
brain is already anticipating those words. Then it becomes quite easy to follow what the speaker is saying. And yes, whenever you are given the time, you have to go through the question with an aim of giving answer. So that part is important. So we can practice scanning in listening also. Get it?
Okay.
Okay. So now let us go to the reading part, reading MCQ. So Anshu, what is your plan like? By what time would you be attempting your test?
Sir, actually, I have took date of 15 Jan.
15 Jan. Okay, good. Good. You're from the way you use English, the way you are conversing with me, I don't think you'll have much of a problem, right?
No, sir. Actually, I don't have any problem, but I'm facing difficulty in listening MCQs and especially in reading entirely.
Oh. So reading, like I was explaining to Dhruvesh, I think before you joined in. Okay, so we follow particular technique that we teach here in ESPN, and that technique is keep reading, right?
Okay, yes, sir.
So I'll teach you more about that. Reading MCQ. So you have any particular passage in mind?
No, sir, not such particular.
Okay. So let us go to the actual IELTS website. Okay. Yes. So can you see this on your screen?
Yes, sir, clearly. Yes. It's 150 will be okay, sir.
Oh, yes. Okay. So in skip reading, what do we do is, our main goal is we want to get a general idea, not exact idea, general idea. So if you are a rapid reader, if you can read fast, those people who can finish off a novel within 3 hours or 4 hours, or those who are keen on reading the newspaper every day. So these people have a good reading speed. So with such people, I recommend you read everything from the passage quickly. Okay, as much as you can within 2 minutes. But if you're not an avid reader and if you don't have a reading speed, then what you can do is read the beginning part and the ending part of each paragraph. Okay, Why the beginning and ending? Because the beginning part will give you the topic. Usually the topic is mentioned in the beginning, topic of the paragraph, and the ending part, like so, okay, that is giving the author's view on that topic. And most of the questions, about 35 questions, are based on the topic or on the author's views. So it helps you in a lot many ways. You also get
Yes.
what is the paragraph talking about. You get a general idea. Your brain is also getting a map of information, which information is in which paragraph.
Paragraph.
And most of the questions, answers also you will get it without referring to the passage. Okay.
Okay.
So what is the heading of this passage? Nothing is given. Okay, yeah. About older people in the workforce. About older people in the
The
work.
workforce.
So the general assumption is that older workers are paid more in spite of rather than because of their productivity. That might explain why when employers are under pressure to cut costs, they persuade a 55-year-old to take early retirement. Okay. So retaining the services of older workers may mean employing them in different ways. Okay, okay. So it is talking about the older people and their workplace security, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you
It's
want to retain them, you'll have to train them, employing them in a different way.
different
You
ways.
get the general idea. Okay, older workers paid more in spite of their productivity, right? And if
Yeah.
you want to retain them, that you don't want to kick them out of job, then you have to employ them in different ways. One innovation was devised by IBM Belgium. Faced with the need to cut cost and having decided to concentrate cuts on 55 to 60 roles, set up a separate company called Skill Team. Re-employed any of the workers wanted to go, so and so. The company offered services to IBM, thus allowing it to retain access to some of the intellectual capital it would have otherwise lost. So this paragraph is about an example how IBM did it. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And the best way to tempt the old to go on working may be to build on such bridge jobs, part-time or temporary employment, more gradual transition from full-time to retirement. And there seems to be two different types of bridge jobs. So the continue working they have to, and those who continue working because they want to, even if they could afford to retire. Okay, so it is all about the attitude of these old people. This paragraph, those who have to work because they don't have money, and those who want to work because they want to keep engaged. Right. If the job market grows more flexible, the old may find more jobs to suit them. But whatever pattern of employment they choose in the coming years, skills of these grey workers will have to be increasingly acknowledged and rewarded. Right? Skills
Yes.
acknowledged and rewarded. Right. So see, but just by reading this, you get a general idea about what they are all talking about. So read the heading, predict what could be in the passage. So your brain opens up to information. Then read the beginning ending to get an idea. So this you can do easily. How much time we have to spend for this? Not more than 2 minutes. Don't think about anything, right? Just
Okay.
letting the
So
information come. Okay. Now we will go to MCQs. Again, the same technique. First read, and based on the general idea that you have got, now pick a choice, right?
yes.
In paragraph 1, writer suggests that companies could consider abolishing pay schemes that are based on age, no. Avoiding pay that is based on piece rates, no. Increasing pay, no. Equipping older workers with new skills, yes. D, right?
Yes.
So now I will go and find the proof. Where is the proof of this? Equipping older workers with skills. Retaining the service of older may mean employing them in different ways. Okay. Ending is saying that. What is said in the beginning? Older are paid more, take away seniority base, more make workers uncomfortable, reducing someone's pay later in life. So retaining may employ them in different ways. So in first paragraph, nothing is said about skills. So what are they saying? So my answer was wrong. So I'll go back here and see abolishing pay schemes, avoiding pay that is wasted, increasing pay for older workers. Anything of this is given here?
No, sir, not exactly as such.
Yes. So here, take away seniority-based pay scales, and older workers may become much more attractive employment propositions.
Yeah.
Take away
Seniority
seniority-based pay scales, and older people may become much more attractive. Okay, let us go to the question. Writers suggested companies could consider what? First, paragraph 1.
B, sir, I
Abolishing
think.
A or B.
Right? Abolishing pay schemes.
Abolishing pay schemes, because it was like comparing both the pays.
Right. See here. Take away, abolishing, seniority based, age related, pay scales. Right?
Yes, sir.
And these are the words. Take away, abolish, seniority, age related, pay scales. Right? Pay schemes based on age. So A is the answer. So say initially, even if we eliminate this, but when we don't find our answer, we will be forced to go back and find the answer. But now this time what we will be doing is we will be scanning. We are looking for exact information. Okay, and that is when you can land up with the answer. Okay,
Yes, sir.
imagine if you would not have done that, then how would you have got the answer? Because we won't know what we are looking for. Do you get my point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, this one was tricky one because all the words are changed. Right? Abolishing takeaway, age based,
Yes, sir.
seniority based, right? Pay
Yes.
scales, pay schemes. All the words are changed. Right? Skill team is an example of a company which offers older workers increase in salary, no, allows people to continue. Yes, could be, allows the expertise of old workers to be put to use. Yes, treats older and younger equally, no. So B and C allows expertise to be put to use. Yes, very likely. And people to continue as long as they want. No, not as long as they want, but up to 60, something they say. So let me see. Okay, here is it. Skill team.
Yes.
Concentrate. IBM set up a separate company, skill team, re-employed who want to go on working up to the age of 60. So as long as they want is not the option.
Yes, it
And
will be C like
yes,
it will be
5
C.
years contract would work for 58% of his time over the full period, 88% of his last IBM salary. Okay, retain access to some of the intellectual capital it would have otherwise lost. Okay, so I think allows the expertise to be put to use, retain. Okay, so increase in salary is not there, as long as they want is not there, treats equally is not there. So C is the only option. Okay, and where is the proof of C? Retains, the last part, allowing it to retain access to some of the intellectual capital that would have otherwise lost. According to the writer, bridge jobs tend to attract people in the middle, no. Better paid than full-time jobs, no. Originated in US, don't know. Appeal to distinct groups of older workers, yes, definitely appeal
Yes.
to distinct groups. Two groups mainly, right? Those who have to work and those who want to work, right? Bridge jobs. So this I am pretty sure. Who continue working because they have to, and because even though they could afford, because they want to. Okay. Well, yeah, it was. In the United States, nearly half of all men and women in the middle age moved into such bridge jobs at the end of their long working lives. Studies have found. Okay. In general, it is the best paid and worst paid who carry on working. Okay.
Yes,
Best
sir.
paid and worst paid
Worst paid who carry on working. Yeah.
So now we'll have to go back and revise, see which one is that. Did it originate in the US? No, it is not saying. But a survey said that. My survey in United States said that. It is not talking about originating. Okay.
Yes.
Told to go on working maybe to build on such bridge jobs, part-time or temporary employment, more gradual transition. So I think our answer is right, the last one. Appeal to distinct age groups of older. But they're not talking about distinct groups, not age groups, distinct groups. So haves and that one, okay, best paid and worst paid. Appeal to two
Distinct groups of old workers.
David Stories found that. So this is very clear. When you have these MCQs, it is very clear. So we just have to go to David Stories. Here we cannot predict. What did David Stories found that here? A study by David Story found that in Britain, 70% of businesses started by people over 55 survived, compared with an overall national average of only 90%. Okay. But whatever pattern of employment they choose in the coming years, so okay, fine. That people demand for no, older people good running their own business, yes, right? Increasing
Yes.
number of old people are self-employed, no. Few young people have their own business, no. So B is the answer. Their success ratio is more, 70%. Okay, let us see whether we are right or wrong. Yes, we are right? All of the answers.
Yes. Older people are good.
So Ashun, can I call you Ashu or Ashun? What should I call you?
Ashun, ASHUN.
Okay, Ashun. So Ashun, how did you find this? Did I solve your doubt? Did you get anything from this?
Yes, actually, I got that one clue that we should take a basic idea from the opening and the closing statement. So it would be like sort of a brief that what the paragraph states about. So we can just omit the MCQs according to it.
Yes, and predicting answers, getting our own idea about what information we'll be scanning, that is important, right? Otherwise,
Yes,
we'll be just going through again and again and again and tiring ourselves.
yes, sir.
Fine. So we come to the end of the webinar. Okay, only few students took advantage. So Ashwin, I would like to ask you, what made you join this webinar?
Sir, to be honest, I am your student from Angel School.
Oh, you are that Ashwin.
Yes.
Okay. So what are you doing nowadays?
Sir, actually, I have pursued bachelor's in IT, and so I'm preparing for abroad for further studies in master in AI or like IT infrastructure.
Okay, good. So you are also planning for Canada or US?
No, sir, Canada is a more prior, actually.
Okay. So you are planning for Canada, right? So you got your final year degree and everything?
Yes, sir, I have got everything, and I have a 2-year experience of internship as well.
Good. Well done. Fine. So if you want, we also run 1 month master class and crash courses. So before your exam, if you want practice, you can also join that.
I would like to meet you at the
Sure. Take your time.
education
No
center.
pressure because you've already taken the date. So
Yes,
whatever you are comfortable with, right? So if
yes,
you
sir.
want for you, we can even devise a special exam goers package, something like that. But if you are keen, you can come down and meet me over here. Okay. So
Yes,
we
sure, sir.
discuss your needs and accordingly tailor out a plan for you. Right? Customize some solution for you.
Okay.
That is only if you need, okay?
Yes, sure, sir. Definitely.
So what did I teach you in Angels?
Actually, I do remember that you taught me mathematics meanwhile. Yeah, I remember somewhat because it's been long past years, so I have some glimpse about that mathematics.
2 years of experience now, and I think for your engineering degree is of 4 years or 3
4
years?
years. 4 years,
4
sir.
years. So 4 and 2,
6
that will be
years.
6, and before that 3 years, right? You would be
Yeah.
in ninth at that time because I used to teach maths of ninth.
Ninth, yeah. Ninth or eighth, I remember that was.
I used to teach ninth math and 11th, 12th accountants. So that timeline sets.
Yes.
Years ago, that timeline sets because I left Angel way back in 2012. Good, good. So because you knew me, but these sessions are quite useful. So we were wondering, even if it is free, why do students don't join? Do you think this is
Yeah.
useful?
Yeah, it was useful, especially in listening and getting a clue about the maps, and in also about in MCQs that we need to keep our general knowledge that what could be the link between the statement and the answer. So it could be help us to figure out answer.
Yes. Fine. Glad you enjoyed it. What about
Yes.
Nachiketa and Dhruvesh? Enjoyed this session?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Dhruvesh?
Yes, sir. Yes, I enjoyed it.
Okay. Nachiketa, what about you?
yes, sir, definitely, sir.
Okay then. Let us call it a day. Bye. See you.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye.